Assalamu alaikum. My name is Richard Cross from the company Sensia. We help organisations to make sense of their risks. We're partnering together with GCC Board of Directors Institute to run a 2-day workshop looking at best practices for governing cyber risk. I've travelled to nearly all of the Gulf countries in the last few years, and I've met with many business leaders who've all told me similar stories about their challenge in this area. Putting in place a stable and effective programme for managing information security risks is hard. Each one has said that this risk is only being partially managed and that they worry that the threat of geopolitical interference is in fact increasing. Now, I've heard 3 common problem areas that they've all told me about. Firstly, it is a struggle to quantify and explain the scope and extent of the cyber risk issue. How at risk is your business? How would you even know if you've been affected by a cyber security problem? How can you tell if you're doing enough or too little to defend yourselves? Is it sufficient to look only at your own business, or do you have to look outside at your supply chain as well? Are your threats vague or specific? And are your efforts to combat them vague or specific? Secondly, what sources of information do you rely on to guide your decision making? People often hype up problems to get more budget or attention. So how does cyber risk sit in relation to all your other business risks? Should it be given a higher priority just because there was a story in the newspaper about something that happened far away? Or are you worried that the problem is being ignored because it's too complex and that you think that urgent action is needed? What does good even look like? The third common problem is agreeing whose problem it is. Sure, some say that the CEO is ultimately responsible if something goes wrong. But a lot of work has to be done before that. What sort of work? What expertise? What organisational structure? Is it ever sensible to outsource part of this work? Do we just need brilliant individuals, or do we need teams with common goals? I might add some questions of my own. Are you overwhelmed by your technical staff talking in technical jargon? Can you tell the difference between a good security performer or someone who's just been lucky so far? And do you have a roadmap for improvement that will deal with future threats? The aim of this workshop is to gather capable leaders around these issues. We'll have lots of interactive activities, discussions and exercises that will help you to make sense of cyber risk. I promise, no lecturing. The end goal is to enable you to gain control and demystify this special risk, to move it into the area of strategic planning and execution. I very much hope that we'll be able to meet with you and other Board of Director Institute members this summer. Bel Tafi.